Hello, my name is Ahmed and thank you for watching this video. Before we continue with the next video, I thought we will clarify a few points here. We do have a golden rule in the backup, which is called 32110, or sometimes some people, they will just minimize that to 3210 or even 321. Each one of this rule means that the organization has a different type of criteria for the backup, or they do assign a different budget for it. An organization, let's say a small shop, could have just a backup which is on the portable disk, right? Or you might be a big bank and then you might want to have a different copy of your data and then in the different sites. Let's assume we'll go with this one, which is 32110. This means that it will include this one and this one. So 32110, the first three means that you will have at least 3 copies of your data, at least 3 copies, right? From that 3 copies, one of them will be the original one, right? Data, which is on top of your databases, virtual machine, physical server. Another copy will be the backup, and then again another copy will be copy of backup, right? So 1, 2, 3, that's a minimum. Then we'll go for the second one, which stands for we will have 2 copy on top of 2 different type of sites, or let's say on top of media, sorry. So we have backup here. Let's say we have minimum 2 copy, right? Which is now here 3. So from this 2, we will have 1 backup on top of disk, which could be physical server, and then another backup, will be backup of the backup, will be on top of tape, right? Then we have another one, which is 1. So minimum 1 copy should be offsite. So let's say if you are keeping this guy, which is on top of a disk, with the original data, let's say on the site A, correct? The tape should be on site B. So 1 copy, minimum 1 copy, should be on different site, physically on different site. Now we're going with this one, another one. The last one stands for keeping a backup offline. Tape by nature will be offline, but sometimes the second copy, which we kept over here, copy of the backup, let's say, to be on tape, it could be, let's say, another tape, let's say we on the cloud solutions. I wanted to say the Fort Knox, which is a solution by Cohesity. Or it could be, let's say, on a different site, which you have, let's say, as a isolated restore environment, or IRE. The point is, 1 backup should be offline, physically offline, or air gapped, let's say, call it like that. That's for the last one. And the 0, which is the last one, and to me that's the most important one from this rule, is that you will verify all the backups and you will confirm that all of them are restorable. We can recover all of them. If you have a backup which is giving you successful, that doesn't mean that you will be able to restore it. You have to actually restore each and every backup that you have. And once it's restored, then you can confirm that that backup is healthy and you can restore it, right? So verifying all backup are recoverable. That's what it stands for 0. Again, just I want to clarify something here. If we are saying that we are able to restore a backup, that doesn't mean that that backup is clean, okay? But at least we are ensuring that backup is being restored. Okay, so that's for the rules. I don't know if your organization is following which rule. Maybe it could be a stronger rule than this one, but usually they go with this one. But I'm not sure if your organization is following that or no. If it's not and you have that budget, I strongly recommend you to go for this one. Otherwise, you have to just go with the budget which is assigned for the backup. All right, so the next topic which I want to clarify before we start the next video, we have something called in Netbackup. Let me just clarify this one. In the Netbackup, if you want to create different type of copy of the backup, we have two concepts. We have either the replications or duplications. So what is the difference between them? The replications, if we have two Netbackup domains, or usually it's like that, if you have two separate Netbackup domains, you will replicate the data from the first NBU or Netbackup domain to the second Netbackup domain, or vice versa, doesn't matter. But that means the replication always happens between two master server, okay? Or you have duplications. Let's say you have the first copy on the this server. Now you want to duplicate it to your long-term retentions server, which is again connected to the same master server. That's called duplications. So duplication always duplicate the data from one server or from one media server to another media server within the same Netbackup domain. Now this long-term retention could be a tape, it could be an access, it could be whatever storage you have. But duplication always happens within the same Netbackup domain. As long as you go to a different Netbackup domain, then it will be replications. And for doing this replication and duplications, if we see inside our Netbackup policies, let's say VMware test 1. Currently, what we are doing here, we are just saving the data to this policy storage, which is just a storage, STU. But if we come back, down here on the storage, we have an option which is called Storage Lifecycle Policies, or stands, in short, we call it SLP. What we can do over here, as I have mentioned over here, I have created one. We can create, let's say, SLP, name it something, SLP1, right? Data classifications, if you want to classify it, or no data classifications, or you can put, let's say, gold, it doesn't matter. But if you are putting gold, that means the policy should be gold, and the destination and the next Netbackup domain, again, it must be gold. It cannot be different. So that tag of the classification will be the same from the policy till wherever it's going. Otherwise, it will fail. All right, so I'm gonna put no data classifications, add. Here I'm gonna say backup. So I'm backing it up to that particular storage which I want to keep it, the same as STU, right? And then from here we have fix, expire after the copy. From here I will put 3 days, create. Now I have created the backup, right? What we mentioned over here, let's say I want to replicate. I have to go over here, select it, add a child, and then from here I can do either duplications or replications. Let's say replications. Then after the replications, I can go ahead and select that particular primary server. But we'll go through this one later on. I just want to cancel here. All right, let me bring this one up here. So that was the difference between the replications and duplications and the SLP. One more thing I want to mention here. So let's say if I have a backup which is happening right now from NBU1 and I'm replicating to NBU2, I will be able to again replicate it from NBU2 to NBU3 and then again from NBU3 to NBU4. So the same copy of the data is being replicated to different sites. The retention, let's say I have it here for 1 month, I can keep this one 1 month again here, 1 month here, 1 month here, or I can keep it 1 month here, I can make it here 2 months, I can keep it here 3 months, and then again, let's say I send it to another one, which could be my long-term retention, different site, let's say, and I can keep it there for 2 years. So retention, we can play with it, and we can send it as a replication to wherever we want. Same as duplications. I can, let's say, for example, I have one copy here. I can replicate it to different site, and at the same time I can duplicate that copy to my long-term retention. So that's the beauty of replication and duplications when you're using it with SLP. In the next video, we will see how to create a truss and then how to use these replications. Thank you for watching this video.